And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We are recording now live till 5, and then we'll post it up on YouTube, so you can come by later and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're now featuring about 1,200 and some odd QSO-VLOG air checks. Also this afternoon, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get a better copy on our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. We do use a lot of rotary selectors in our shack, mainly because there's nothing faster than a rotary switch for comparing multiple signals. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local 990 receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, and now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Border. Charlie, got a copy? Yes, Jim, beautiful. To 10 over direct. Coming into northern New Hampshire, where it's mostly sunny, and the temperature outside right now is 75 degrees. I've got something interesting for you if I have good copy there. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You're about 15 over on the Milford PA SDR.
On the Milford PA SDR. Okay. Here I was talking to Captain Mike, KX4 Whiskey Charlie, yesterday morning as he was heading east from Sacramento, California, and this recording was made when he was at 37,000 feet heading east over Des Moines, Iowa, or just north of Des Moines, central Iowa, and the temperature was about 49 below 0 Celsius, or about 55 below 0 Fahrenheit. But anyway, here is Captain Mike. I hope this works.
K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie. Yeah, good copy there, Charlie. I've got you at 59 club. We're at flight level 370, doing almost 500 knots. Overhead Des Moines, Iowa, came around to Philadelphia with about another 100 miles to go. K1GZL from Kilo X-Ray 4 Whiskey Charlie.
Okay, that was Captain Mike near Des Moines. Actually, it was 900 miles to go. He did say 100, but it was 900 miles. He corrected himself later. But here's another recording when he was almost over downtown Chicago. Here this one is, I hope.
At 145, so. Okay, X4 Whiskey Charlie, we're at Chicago at 370. 600 miles to Philadelphia, doing 520 knots. K1GZL from KX4 Whiskey Charlie. Minus 49, back to you there, Charlie. Out the outskirts of it. We went right over the top of University Farm and let's see, New Lenox, Joliet, considered part of Chicago, but that is an immense city there. Back to you, Charlie.
Okay, how did that come through, Jim? KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Just perfect. You're getting better and better each time. Those were two great feeds, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. And you asked how 40-meter conditions were, and I got a piece. If I can get this other cassette in here. Wait a minute. Okay, I've got Ian in northwest of Melbourne, Australia, this morning on the 31st of July, 2000. Here is Ian this morning.
Here's the fine. Mike here, Juliet 5 to 10 over 9, WAE 30 remote, and company VK 3 remote. I'll be here in 24 hours, Mike. I won't be on 21:30. I'll be away. I'll be up at the farm at that time. But I will be here this time tomorrow if you're wanted to do some tests from Weirton. If you go there. Okay. Have a good day. And I'll put it down to Charlie South. KN4, Germany, Bravo Zulu, 6 Kilo 3 Mike Oscar.
Okay, Jim, there we be. K1GZL. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, just great. Yeah, just great. Boy, you just, I don't know, you would say luck, but I don't think it's luck because you're too consistent of great receptions and transmissions. Roger.
Well, we tried to take advantage of good propagation, and on 20 meters I do have that line noise. It was a little bit in the background on Captain Mike. If that had not been there, it would have probably been clearer. But he does amazing. You got to realize he's only running 400 watts. 400 watts. It's a military transmitter. I think it's put out by Collins. It's a military transmitter, and the wire is only 8 feet long. So all he's using 8 feet right on the tail, right on the tail, or sloping up on the tail, and it is broadside towards the front of the plane. And it's amazing when he gets on the ground in Sacramento, California, when he gets on the ground, Jim, and they move the plane around for the cargo to be unloaded, it makes a terrific difference. In other words, when he's flying west, a lot of the signal is cut off. But he still does an excellent job. And when he's flying east, he has very little restriction. So it's an exciting thing, and I enjoy talking to Captain Mike. He's been flying for 31 years. And that Boeing 767, it looks like Air Force One that the president uses, but Jim tells me that that plane is possibly twice the size of his cargo jet. So, back to you, Jim. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, gosh, and I understand the temperature up there is 75 degrees, right?
Temperature up there is 75 degrees, right?
Yeah, just about 75. The normal high is 72. And yesterday, I believe our high was 72. And this month, the month of July, we've had 6.7 inches of rain, and down from much further south in New Hampshire at Concord, as of up to midnight last night, only 2.010 inches, and the highest temperature all month was 89 degrees, and the highest temperature in the whole season was on May 27th at 90, and that's as high as it's ever been here since 1982. Is 90 degrees, Jim. That's why I love this country up here. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Well, if you got to be somewhere kind of hanging out for the virus to pass over, that's the place to be, Roger.
That's the place to be, Roger.
Oh yeah. We've had not too much virus up here in northern New Hampshire. However, there's been a lot of people coming up to hotels, and a lot of them are not wearing masks and are taking care of themselves. So we're kind of expecting some kind of a bit of a surge upward as we go through the next few weeks. So I'm holding my breath and hoping that it's not going to be horrible. Boy, I hate to see that happen to anybody. I really do, and it's really well, you know what's happening. It's a miserable situation. But we've been very fortunate. We've had not too much of it up here north of the mountains. However, all it takes is one or two to infect many others, you know, especially the elderly, like me. You know, anything is possible. Jim, look, I don't want to take too much advantage of your time there, but I want to thank you very much for all the help you're giving everybody with testing out rigs and so on. That's a great thing. And I'll try to catch you next Friday. I'll try to catch you next Friday at the usual time. KC9VKV, K1GZL, if you can still hear me.
Oh, Charlie, perfect. You're at least 15 over on the Milford PASDR. Thanks for all you do, too, Charlie. Appreciate it when you check in. Just makes the day a beautiful way to start the net. So thank you very much. And we'll hopefully catch you next Friday if the creeks don't rise and all that stuff. Threes, Charlie. This is KC9VKV. Just a reminder, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. My name is Jim, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And on that page, you'll be looking for one QSO-VLOG entitled My Group Aircheck 7/31/20. Today's date. My Group Aircheck 7/31/20. This is KC9VKV listening.
VKV listening.
Kilo Quebec 4 Whiskey Hotel.
Kilo Quebec 4 Whiskey Hotel. What's the name there?
Or Whiskey Hotel. What's the name there?
Good afternoon, Jim. Hope you got a good copy on me. The name here is David. Over.
Roger, David. Got you loud and clear. I'm copying you on the Milford PASDR. And what's your location?
Jim, I'm located in South Carolina, and talked with you about a month ago on a Yazoo FT990 with the MD100 mic, and upgraded to a rig that would do 6 meter, and it's got a lot of audio settings on it, so I've made my best guess on those, and when you get ready, I'd like to run through a few of them. KQ438, David in South Carolina.
Roger, David. Well, we might as well start with the essentials and bring your compressor online at about a 3. Get that compressor on at about a 3, Roger.
Compressor on at about a 3, Roger.
All right, sir. Well, I've got the compressor cut on right now, so if you give me 1 second, I'll cut it off and then come right back to you. Okay, Jim, that's with the compressor cut off, and I had it set to where it was, the needle was 3 to 5 during the peaks, over, but this is with the compressor cut off.
Yeah, Roger. Now you want to keep that compressor on, and you want it to set it up for about a third of its capabilities. You just want it to be 3 out of 10, or 30 out of 100, just a third of its capabilities. Roger, Roger.
Its capabilities. Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger. Okay, I have the compressor cut back on. One of the other settings, and it would take way too long to go through all of them, is the mic equalizer. I have the mic equalizer cut on, but I'm going to cut it off for just a moment and come right back to you. Okay, Jim, that's with the mic equalizer cut off. That's with the mic equalizer cut off. Like I say, that equalizer's got like a dozen settings, and I did a lot of reading on some of the forums for the Yaesu. By the way, this is the Yaesu DX3000 with the MB100 microphone, and I got a Ameritron AL80B running at about 600 watts on a homebrew inverted V antenna called the Carolina 3-wire monster. Okay, sir, this is with the equalizer still cut off. Over.
Yeah, okay. What we need is just a little bit more top end. So if you can go to your equalizer and about 2 clicks more top end. What kind of equalizer does that have?
And what kind of equalizer does that have? It's one that's built into all the, I just got the equalizer back on, Jim. It's one that's built into all the menus. It's got menus from like 179 through, I think there's 9 different settings, and one equalizer applies if the processor's cut on, and the other equalizer applies if the processor's cut off. But I think there's about 9 settings that you can dial in on that equalizer. Over.
All right, let's hold on that for just a second, but I want you to go to your ALC and with mic gain in hand and adjust the ALC for a reading of mid-scale to 2/3. So go to your ALC and with mic gain in hand and adjust for mid-scale to 2/3 as you just speak naturally, just like you normally do into your mic.
Just like you normally do into your mic. All right, sir. This is going to about, I say voice peaks are hitting about 75 to 80% of full scale. Just a little bit too hot. Over.
Now it's perfect. Your dynamic range is 3 dB, exactly where you want to be. And your EQ could stand just a couple of clicks more on the top end. So, but I don't think you have a like normal EQ where you would have like a 3-band EQ or something. So let me just call that close enough for right now, Roger.
Let me just call that close enough for right now, Roger. All right, sir. Well, if you would give me just about 1 more minute, I'm sure you got other stations waiting. This thing has got sideband bandwidth setting on it, and I've got it set on the default setting. I would like to move it to 1 under and 1 over and let you hear both ways.
All right, let me just say that what you need to do is operate that radio on the 100 to 2900 bandpass. 100 to 2900 bandpass. I don't need to hear the others. That is where you need to be, Roger.
That is where you need to be, Roger. Okay, well, it was on 300 to 2700. If you give me just 1 second, I'll put it to where you said. Hang on. All right, Jim, that is 100 to 3000. 100 to 3000. Over.
You don't have a 100 to 2900?
You don't have a 100 to 2900? Let me look.
I say 2900 because if you go to 3, sometimes you get people upset that are next door to you. 29 is a safe bet, so I usually recommend a bandpass of 100 to 2900, to the point that I would suggest putting all of your bandpass options to 100 to 2900, so you can't operate that radio in any other bandpass but 100 to 2900. Roger?
But 100 to 2900, Roger. Roger, sounds like a good tip, Jim. Okay, I overran it. It does have 100 to 2900, 100 to 2900, and that's where it's sitting right now. I had run it up. This radio does have the monitor feature, so I can put headphones on and listen to myself, but it's a little tainted trying to hear yourself while you're talking. But I had run it up to the top end of it to scale one time, and it had put a lot of bass in it, which may have been okay for rag chew, but probably wouldn't cut through very well. But anyway, this is 100-2900, over.
Yes, sir. That's where you want to be. And as far as monitoring live as you're transmitting, I don't advise that because there's a lot of leakage that goes on. Now, you may not hear it in your earphones, but they do leak. Most earphones do leak. And that blow-by gets back in your audio, and it just makes it sound like something that you don't want it to sound like. So I suggest that to not use your monitoring function when you're transmitting, Roger.
Monitoring function when you're transmitting, Roger. Roger, Jim, that sounds like a really good tip. I appreciate it. All right, sir, unless you've got a suggestion for a different setting, we'll let everything sit right here. And do you think we made any improvements from when we started, over?
Well, I'd have to defer to your ear if when you check out the Aircheck there from our beginning to our end. You were pretty close there, except for the bandpass, and you were kind of shooting yourself in the foot there by that lower bandpass as opposed to the 100 to 2900. Because the whole thing about amateur radio and transmitting and all that stuff is definition for somebody at a remote point to be able to receive your signal and understand what you're saying. I mean, if they can't understand what you're saying, it's, a kind of a useless transmission. So what you want to do is make your audio as articulated as possible. And that means that the upper end gives you so much intelligibility that you really need all that you can use. And when you run 2700, you're chopping off a lot of your top end audio frequency response, and that just adds to your intelligibility, Roger.
Adds to your intelligibility, Roger. Copy that. Yeah, I was looking to see where it was at when we first started. I've got it sitting on the 100-2900. So, I couldn't prove it, but I thought the audio, and I've got the YouTube video saved. I got it bookmarked, but I thought the audio on my my Yaesu FD990 may have been a little better because I didn't have this one set right, but I think this bandpass is going to be a big improvement. I appreciate the tip on that.
Oh yeah. You can just hear the difference there. It's just like opening a window. If you're outside a house, it's like opening a window to be able to hear the voice inside that much clearer, Roger.
Inside that much clearer, Roger. Roger that, and I was just looking, stand by. Yeah, and that was 20 we started with.
Roger. And I was just looking around at some other SDRs, but you're by far heaviest on Milford. You're probably 15 over on Milford, Roger.
15 over on Milford, Roger. Roger that. All right, sir, I'm sure you got some other stations standing by, Jim. I really appreciate the time to give me some tips. I don't mind putting the work in. I did a lot of reading. I went to the Hi-O Mike website, and they had some suggestions for the radio, and then I joined the forum for the DX3000, and of course, radio settings are, all over the place, but kind of got in the middle of all of it. So I thank you for your time, and I'll check YouTube in a few days for a copy of this, over.
Roger, David. Yes, and that would be my group Aircheck 73120, today's date. My group Aircheck 73120, and I think you'll like it. Your last few transmissions have been just perfect, Roger.
Perfect, Roger. Thank you very much. All right, sir. Well, unless you got another tip, I'm going to go ahead and sign with you. Again, this is MD100 Deaf Mic, and I really believe it makes a big improvement over a hand mic. And unless you got a final tip for me, I'll say 73s, and thank you for the service, and thank you for your time. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Whiskey Hotel, David over in South Carolina, about 60 miles inland from Charleston, South Carolina. So we do have a keen eye on the storm that's coming up the coast in a few days, and we hope it stays off the coast. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name of it. It's currently 95 degrees here in South Carolina with a heat index of 107, so we can stay put. 73, Jim, unless you got another tip, KQ4WH.
Roger, David. Well, you got the whole shebang today for sure. But if you get a chance, check back with us next Friday and check in and say hello, and we'll listen to you and see what you've been up to. So 3s for now, and you have a great weekend coming up. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I heard somebody back in there, and just about that time, Milford decides to shut down. So let me come back up with Milford, since that's when I heard you on, and we'll try that again. Okay, that station calling just now. Try again, please.
Calling just now. Try again, please.
Kilo 4, Lima, Juliet, Echo, Mobile, K4.
Kilo Juliet 4, give me the rest.
Kilo Juliet 4, give me the rest.
Kilo 4, Lima, K4, L, USA.
We're getting close. It's like a raffle. Kilowatt 4, LJ, what's the rest?
LJ, what's the rest?
One more letter. Echo, Roger.
Okay, kilowatt 4, LJE, Roger, Roger.
LJE, Roger, Roger.
Yeah, K4, LJ.
Is this Jim in the Carolinas?
Jim in the Carolinas?
All right, Jim, I'm looking for you here. You're not as stout as your base is. Where are you in the Mobile?
Where are you in the Mobile?
An hour away from home.
I got a little bit of copy on my local antenna, and I got a little bit of copy on Milford. I don't know which one's best. You're either case about 2 dB above my noise level. Roger, Jim?
Roger, and yeah, go ahead and let somebody else come on in here. I just wanted to say hi. And 73
Roger, Jim. Again, I'm copying you 2 to 3 dB above Milford PASDR noise level and my noise level. So appreciate the shout, and maybe you can find a better position for that Mobile, or well, I guess you're about an hour away from home. So which way are you headed? You headed home?
Which way are you headed? You headed home?
We just left work there, Roger.
Okay, copy. Just left work, so you're headed for home, Roger?
Left work, so you're headed for home, Roger?
Yeah, we're headed home. And going to take a afternoon sin.
Roger. Well, if you get a chance, give us a shout from your base if you get home before we wrap up at 5, Roger?
Wrap up at 5, Roger?
Improvements, and I was really pleased. Over.
Roger. Now, you did come up that last transmission. Repeat what you said, please.
Repeat what you said, please.
Okay. I said I really appreciate the help that you gave me last time. Really appreciate it was 100% improvement, a very big improvement, over.
Roger. Glad to help, Jim, anytime, sir. Let me say threes to you, and like I say, give me a shout from your base if you get home before we wrap up at 5.
Home before we wrap up at 5.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Thank you very much. K4LJE 73.
Roger, Jim. 3 that way, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Check out, give me a shout.
24,
Yankee X-ray Mike, come back, let's see here. Come back with your call sign from the top, please, slowly phonetically.
From the top, please, slowly phonetically.
24, Yankee X-ray Mike, panel 10.
Okay, copy Whiskey 4 Yankee X-ray Mike. What's the name, please?
X-ray Mike, what's the name, please?
Yeah, Juliet Echo Foxtrot, yes,
Is that Jim?
Is that Jim?
Yeah, J-E-F-F, yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay, sir. Yeah, Jeff. And whereabouts are you located, Jeff?
Jeff. And whereabouts are you located, Jeff?
I'm in Macon, Georgia. I'm on the old FT 101, 101E, double E,
Frequency.
Okay, Jeff, your audio is really very mid-rangey. It's just all push up in the mids. What radio are you running, sir?
What radio are you running, sir?
I'm running a Yazoo FT 101, double E, old tube radio.
Copy FT 101, Roger.
Copy FT 101, Roger.
Okay, does that, what kind of EQ does that radio have?
What kind of EQ does that radio have?
Come back here.
What kind of equalization does that radio run? Is that a 3-band EQ or what?
3-band EQ or what?
Tim, I'll call you later. I'm working on this radio. I thought I could get to talk to you, but I'll say 73, and you can have somebody else. I appreciate it. W4YXL, take care.
Jeff, before you go, check your frequency. You sound like you might be a little high on frequency. We're on 7188, 7.188, 7188, Roger.
7188, Roger.
He's 20 lower than what you are, buddy.
He's high to me.
He's high to me.
Jeff, you still there, buddy?
Definitely off frequency. Yep, you still there, buddy?
I think his mama was calling for lunch or something, or dinner, I'm not real sure. Jeff, gosh, 3's that way, buddy. If you get a chance to check back in, we will pursue further your situation with your radio. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Bravo Oscar Mobile.
Mobile station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Yes, Victor Echo 3, X-ray Bravo Oscar Mobile.
Roger. How's it going up that way?
Roger. How's it going up that way?
Very good. Very good, Jim. I hope all is well. It's Bart here in Newport, Ontario. On my 897 Yahoo mobile radio with a hand stick. Roger.
Roger. Might be just a little hot audio-wise into your ALC. I would bring it down about 20%. Roger?
About 20%. Roger?
Okay. Roger, Roger. Is this any better?
Tell me about your ham stick.
Tell me about your ham stick.
It's just a ham stick on a full-size van here. Nothing really special. 100 watts off this Yaesu 897, and the microphone we're using is the Yaesu MD100. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. Well, I don't think that you're pushing too hard into your ALC, but it does sound like it has a little distortion with it. So I'm not real sure what that's about. Can you see your ALC?
Can you see your ALC?
Yes, it is a little bit. The distortion might be because of the voltage drop. The voltage drop is 10 volts. Perhaps if I reduce my power, the voltage drop would minimize.
Can you bring it back to about 10 watts, and we'll see what goes on?
10 watts, and we'll see what goes on.
Very good. One moment. Okay, Jim, this is 25 watts. I don't know if you can still hear me.
All right, tell me something. Tell me something I don't know for about 10 or 15 seconds so I can hear you.
For about 10 or 15 seconds so I can hear you.
25 watts right now. No processor. Just straight off the radio. We're camped out here on Irish Mountain Lookout overlooking Georgian Bay, which is part of LOUISVILLE. Beautiful view. Just spending some time alone here in the wilderness, Roger.
Roger, I think that's a little bit better. Still got a tad of distortion in it, but I think that's better. Now how come you have voltage drop? You got to get some of them big double-aught cables going back there, Roger.
The double-aught cables going back there, Roger.
Roger. I think we have to replace our power cable. Also, we're running on a battery right now, with a solar panel, Roger.
Okay, so you're bypassing your mobile, right? You're in your car?
You're mobile, right? You're in your car?
We're parked, actually. We're camping, and we are in the car, but we're running on a marine battery right now, Roger.
I see. Well, you got to get some AC generating into that thing. You need a treadmill or something so you can get on that bike and generate some energy to keep that battery up, Roger.
Roger. Well, we're running at 35 watts right now. Hopefully this is better.
Roger. Well, thanks for checking in, man, and I hope there's no bears up there, are there?
There's no bears up there, are there?
Oh, negative. We're okay for bears, especially tonight.
Roger. Okay. Well, you guys be safe. And keep us informed if you start getting chased by wild animals. Let us know, Roger.
Let us know, Roger.
Roger, from up in Canada, 3s to you, sir. Have a good afternoon and a fine time in camping. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 8, Alpha Zulu Whiskey.
That's November 8, Alpha Zulu Whiskey. Is that a Roger?
Zulu Whiskey, is that a Roger?
Roger.
The call here is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
9, Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
Roger on that. I got you at down, buddy. Yeah, my name's Corey. I'm in West Virginia.
Gosh, I was looking for a better pass. You're in West Virginia?
You're in West Virginia?
Okay, signal is kind of up and down. I was trying to find a better path from one of my SDRs. Come back and tell me about your antenna system, Roger.
About your antenna system, Roger.
Yeah, I got an in-fed half-wave antenna. I got the transformer mounted on a tree about 10 foot up, and then then I got the leg of it, the radiating leg going up about another 20 foot, and then going horizontal at about 80 foot above the ground. It's 140 foot total.
Roger, and running 100 watts, is that a Roger?
And running 100 watts, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger on the 100 watts.
Okay, and what was the radio again?
Okay, and what was the radio again?
It's a Yaesu FT450D. Just using the handy talk, the hand mic that came with it.
Roger that. Sounds good. Sounds good. It might be a little mid-rangey in your audio. Do you have do you have a 3-band EQ, or what kind of EQ do you have?
3-band EQ, or what kind of EQ do you have?
It's got the 9-band EQ thing set up in it. I got it on 4 right now.
Yeah, too much probably to deal with. And on top of that, it's probably a parametric, Roger.
On top of that, it's probably a parametric, Roger.
Yeah, it might be. I really don't know much about it, buddy. I don't really know everything to help you even explain it. I don't know a lot about it. I apologize.
Well, that's all right. Your audio is very intelligible, so I was just thinking about maybe we could add broaden it out, add a little bit more on the bottom side and a little bit more on the top side, and have a broader spectrum of audio in your modulation. But like I say, right now you're very intelligible, Roger.
Right now you're very intelligible, Roger.
Roger, I can try to change the settings. Like I said, I got it on 4 right now. I can try to move it up or something if you want me to, or move it down.
All right, so I think these are like presets. So if you would, go ahead and just say, I'm on a 4 now, moving to a 5, I'm on a 5 now. So you go like that, and then I can hear some info on each of those possibilities, Roger.
Possibilities, Roger.
Roger, I'm on a 5 right now. It's on a 5 right now. I'll have to unkey to switch over to the next one. Hold on 1 second. I'm on a 6 right now. That's a number 6 right now. 6. This is a number 7 right now. I'm setting number 7.
Yeah, go back to 1, go to 1, and then come up to what I guess you started with a 5 or something. So let me hear 1 through 5.
So
or 0 through 5.
Or 0 through 5.
This is 0 right here. This is 0 right here. This is number 1. This is number 1. Number 2 right here. This is number 2. Number 3. This is number 3. And here we are on number 4, back to where we started, Roger.
Alrighty, I go to number 6. Let me hear number 6.
Number 6. Let me hear number 6.
There's number 6 right here. Number 6.
All right, let me hear number 9.
All right, let me hear number 9.
Number 9, we're on setting number 9 right now.
All right, go to 6. Go to 6, and I want you to, do you know where your ALC reading is, your ALC meter?
ALC reading is, your ALC meter?
Okay, so you say your ALC is moving up to like 80%, 70 to 80%?
80%, 70 to 80%.
Yeah, I'd say even like 80 to 90%.
Okay, so you don't want to go to 100, and make sure you're looking at your ALC and not your RF out or your modulation. You want to be sure you're looking at your ALC meter, Roger.
Meter, Roger.
Yes, ALC. The way it does, it's got the strength of the signal coming in, and you've got a setting on here to change it to where it's just the ALC, and that's what I have it on right now. And like I said, it's gone up. It's 7/8 of the scale. You know, it's almost 90% of the scale.
Okay, now, do you know if your those 9 positions, or however many they are, is that also including your compressor, or is that separate from all that?
Is that separate from all that?
I don't even know if this radio has that on. The only thing I know that it has, audio-wise, is the mic gain and the mic EQ. That's all it really shows on it.
Roger. Well, I was just wondering, for some of them, they just incorporate everything when they're like that. But if you have a separate a compressor processor, I want you can look that up later, but I want you to engage that at a 3. Our normal setup is we start with the compressor engaged at about a 3. That's 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of its capabilities. And that's the beginning of the fattening process, actually, in our tune-up, our generic tune-up, Roger.
Our generic tune-up, Roger.
Roger on that. Yeah, I'll look into it. See, like I said, I looked through the settings, and the only thing I've seen really was the mic gain, which I have it on normal right now. Like, y'all only got 3, low, normal, and high. And I have it on normal right now. And I got a headset, the W2ENY headset. When I put it on, I got to turn it down to low because it overdrives the ALC. It goes way past the end mark. So I started using, when I got the regular, just the hand mic, I leave it on normal. But yeah, I'll look into the settings and stuff and try to see what the deal is with all the compression and stuff. Because I haven't seen the option board on there. I don't know if it's even controllable, but I'll look into it.
Roger, and what's the name of that way?
Roger, and what's the name of that way?
My name's Corey. Charlie Oscar Romeo Echo Yankee Corey.
Roger, Corey. And do you know about your bandpass? We recommend that usually you run that radio in a 100 to 2900 bandpass. So check your bandpass to be sure that you're running 100 to 2900, Roger.
100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger on that. Yeah, I'll get the manual and look through it all and try to maybe if I can hear you on there next time I'll have it all ready to go.
Sounds good, Corey. So thanks for checking in, sir. And if you want to hear what your radio sounds like now, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And on that page, we have featuring right now about 1,220 some odd recorded QSO-VLOGs. You'll be looking for one in specific called My Group Aircheck 73120. That's the Aircheck that you're looking for is My Group Aircheck 73120. Today's date, Roger.
3120. Today's date, Roger.
Roger on that. Your name is Jim, correct? Jim Ferguson?
Roger, that's right.
Roger, that's right.
All right, I found it on there. I really appreciate you, Jim, and I appreciate everything you do, buddy.
Roger. Well, like I say, when you find out whether you have a processor that is separate from those other numbers that we were running through, go ahead and engage that, turn it on, and set it at a 3. And then take a look. You always should refer back to your ALC after you make a change in your audio system. Like when if your compressor wasn't on and you turned it on, then you want to go back to your ALC and make sure that everything is copacetic. And the proper scale for the ALC is mid-range to 2/3, Roger.
Mid-range to 2/3, Roger.
Roger. I appreciate you, buddy. I'll look into it. Well, like I said, I'll have to get back to you when I've got everything in front of me and can actually explain it and understand what all you're trying to help me do, Roger.
Roger. All right, sir. Three's that way, and thanks for checking in, and you have a great weekend. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
A radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo, Papa, November.
I got, I think, Kilo Papa. Is that a Roger? What's the rest, slowly phonetically?
Is that a Roger? What's the rest, slowly phonetically?
Kilo 8, Papa, India.
We're getting closer. You're about 2 dB above my noise level. I got Kilo 8, Papa something.
Got Kilo 8, Papa something.
India.
And then we had some mic noise there when you gave it to me the last time. All right, slowly, phonetically, from the top, please.
Phonetically, from the top, please.
Kilo.
Now I was blaming you for that noise. It's somebody, an adjacent channel splattering over. I don't know. We got them. Let me look around and see if I can find a better path. Tell me in 10 or 15 seconds about your antenna, and I'll look for a better path. Roger?
I'll look for a better path. Roger?
Kilo 8 Papa Station, do you copy?
Kilo 8 Papa Station, do you copy?
Well, the Kilo 8 Papa Station, gosh, I don't hear you, so what I'm going to try to do is bring up, have a couple of SDRs that are down, and I don't know exactly why. Hang on just a moment. Let me do this. Okay. I'm trying to get my SDRs back up so I can... Nope. Well, some days are like that. I'm right at the moment having difficulties with my SDRs. Some days they just don't want to cooperate, and it just irritates me, but they do great wonders. So I'm going to do a second option for Georgia. Simmons Island, Georgia. That does a nice little SDR repeater down there. All right, so whoever was calling that Kilo 8 Papa Station, come back and let me see if I can find you.
Come back and let me see if I can find you.
Hey, fellows.
I'm copying you on Milford, PA, sir. Is this Kilo 8 Papa something?
Kilo 8 Papa something?
A quick Roger, if you could hear me, over.
I think we doubled, sir. Come back slowly, phonetically, with the call sign. I got a good copy on you now.
Phonetically with the call sign. I got a good copy on you now.
Thank you. This is Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Uniform Bravo. Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Uniform Bravo. Marietta, Georgia, near Atlanta. Marietta, Georgia, near Atlanta. Name is Dave David. Dave, short for David. Was just wondering who else could hear me. This is WA4, Papa Uniform Bravo. Dave at Marietta, Georgia, 20 miles northwest of Atlanta. Over.
Roger, David. Got a good just washed my teeth and can't do a thing with them. I've got a good copy on you on Milford, PA. Now, I did just bring up my Georgia SDR, but you're not. I'm not copying you really well on the Georgia SDR, and that's typical. You know, sometimes you get too, in the vicinity. But the old expression, "close but no cigars," is what happens with SDRs. If you're in the same town as one of the SDRs, you're probably not going to sound good because you're relying on ground wave at that point as opposed to skywave, and the skywave is always more efficient. So I am copying you on Milford, PA, sir, and tell me about your radio and your antenna.
Tell me about your radio and your antenna.
I don't know if are you copying WA4PUB, over?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am.
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, I didn't know for sure if you were responding to me. Thank you very much. I'm only running 200 watts. 200 watts. I'm using a 3-element beam toward Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Running a 3-element beam pointing toward Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Again, the name is Dave, short for David. Over.
Roger, David. Now, you might want to swing that antenna just a little bit more west because we are just beside Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger?
Right at Louisville. Roger?
Okay, Roger. I don't know. The only thing I could do here is point the antenna west. That's the only thing I could do. North and south of Atlanta is no good. So I'll switch the antenna toward the west, which eventually will put me into Dallas, Texas. We'll try. I'm going to switch the antenna. Changeover will be immediate. Uniform Bravo. Dallas, Texas, straight west. Georgia, straight west from Atlanta, Georgia. Now I'm going to switch back toward the east. Back toward the east. Could you see any difference there? Over.
Yeah, I think go back where you were. I think you were, in retrospect, I think you were better where you were. So if you'll just go back there, we'll play it by ear, Roger.
So if you'll just go back there, we'll play it by ear, Roger.
Okay, I'm pointing back toward Myrtle Beach, South Carolina now. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to have bothered you. I have an easy copy on you. My rig is Kenwood Tango Sugar 990. This is a Kenwood Tango Sugar 990 with 200 watts. 200 watts. Over.
That's a TS990. Is that a Roger?
That's a TS990. Is that a Roger?
Yes, it is. That is correct. Over.
Roger. Now, are you pretty familiar with your radio?
Roger. Now, are you pretty familiar with your radio?
Well, fairly so. Over.
Alrighty. Check your, I think you could be a little bit fatter audio-wise. Check your compressor limiter. We suggest running that compressor limiter at a 3. Engage your compressor limiter at a 3. Roger.
Engage your compressor limiter at a 3. Roger.
That's exactly where it's set at. That's exactly where it's set.
Alrighty, and then with mic gain in hand, move to your ALC meter and just speak in a natural voice like you normally do, and adjust your ALC to where it's reading mid-scale to 2/3 by way of manipulating the mic gain control. Roger?
By way of manipulating the mic gain control. Roger?
Yes, it is a little high. Okay, I'll just turn it off. It's back in the ALC region. Is that any better? Over.
What we're looking for is, you know, your ALC is the Bible for your radio. ALC will tell you exactly what you're doing. And what we're looking for on that ALC is a reading of mid-scale to 2/3. If you can get that, that will be the best that radios can do, mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Will be the best that radios can do, mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Well, David, I think we've about reached the end of our string there. I think you've kind of faded down into my noise. So let me say threes to you, and if you get a chance, maybe check in next Friday, and we can proceed from where we are, and I can hear you a little cleaner. I can just say now, if you want to hear what your radio sounds like, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and you'll be looking for QSO entitled My Group Aircheck 7/31/20, today's date. My Group Aircheck 7/31/20, and give us a couple of days, 48 hours to get it uploaded to YouTube, Roger?
48 hours to get it uploaded to YouTube, Roger.
So I'll say threes, David, and you have a great weekend, and join us next Friday if you get a chance. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KC9VKV, WA8 OPR, WA8 OPR.
WA8 OPR, is that correct?
OPR, is that correct?
You have it, sir. The handle is Terry. QTH, basically Detroit, Michigan Metro. Back to you.
Roger, Terry. Now, you have one of those call signs. You have to be very careful between the A and the 8, because that's very slippery. They're similar, so you have to go out of your way to enunciate WA8. Because you can run them. It's hard to differentiate those two if you speed read through those, Roger.
Hard to differentiate those two if you speed read through those, Roger.
Oh yeah, I know. I run into that all the time. Thank you very much. The handle here is Terry. I already got that. You have a lovely signal, like 15 to 20 over S9 here in Detroit. I missed the handle, and wonder how my signal sounds down there. KC9VKV, over.
Terry, you've got a great audio signal. Your dynamic range is 3 dB, exactly where you want to be. The equalization, I always espouse just a little bit more top end, maybe a click or two just on the top end of your EQ, because the whole name of the game is to be able to understand what somebody's saying when they're in your noise level, or they're somewhere lost in a pileup. The more inclined you are to hear, the better things go. So for that point, we usually espouse that folks run their radio in a 100 to 2900 bandpass, 100 to 2900 in the bandpass, so they don't sacrifice nothing as far as the intelligibility. Roger?
Sacrifice nothing as far as the intelligibility. Roger?
100 to 2900, got it. Okay, I'll have to set that here. It's been a while since I've done that. Running an old Kenwood TS870 and a TL922 amp, about 1 kW to 170 foot inside wire, running north-south, up about 50 feet. But you got a tremendous copy, and thanks for the 3 dB report. That's what I wanted to know. Still don't know the name. Seems to me you're in southern Illinois. Not quite sure of that, but ask me to report too, if you don't mind. Kind of interested in that. We've corrected it. KC9VKV WA8 OPR.
Oh, Roger there, Terry. I just went, I've been copying you on the Milford PA SDR. You were doing about 8 over, 10 over there. And I just went to my local antenna, and you're about 12 over there. And I can really hear, you know, my local radio is very broadband audio and much better than the SDRs as far as total frequency response. So come back and let me hear you. Tell me about your antenna specifically for about 15 seconds, and let me hear you.
Okay, Ben just took a fade. Still don't know the handle. You have to tell me. It's a 170-foot end-fed wire fed directly to an old SA2060A antenna tuner by Heathkit, made in the 60s. There's no coax, there's no balance, nothing. Goes out the window, up to the peak of the house, and into the trees. A couple 100-foot counterpoise wire and 3 ground rods. And I've got another 170-footer running east-west. I'm on a north-south one right now. But tremendous signal. Really a nice copy. KC9VKV WA8 OPR.
Roger, Terry. Okay, very good transmission there. I've got you recorded very well. My name is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and we are located just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're running about 1,220 some odd QSO-VLOG air checks at the moment, but you'll be looking for one specifically entitled My Group Air Check 7/31/20, today's date. My Group Air Check 7/31/20. Roger?
7/31/20. What did you call that, Jim? Micro. I got the date and all that, but do that again.
Okay, it's My Group Air Check. My Group, many people. My Group Air Check. Roger?
Oh, okay, I thought you said micro. I didn't quite get it. My Group, 731. And you just kind of look up your call sign, so to speak?
Yeah, go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. Roger?
Oh, your logging page. Okay, then pop on. Okay, I got it. Thanks, Jim.
Roger, it's just, you know, like I say, if you go to YouTube and just do a search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And like I said, we're running about 1,220 recorded air checks on that page, but you're looking for that one entitled My Group Air Check 7/31/20, which is today's date. Should be on page 1.
Okay, Jim, got it. What's your equipment and antenna down there? Makes such a great copy up here, over.
Roger. Well, this is an ageless Yaesu FT990, pretty heavily modified, coming and going, working into a SB220, and then up to a no SWR resonant dipole. Roger?
Okay. Resonant dipole, SB220, FT990. Sounds wonderful. Well, I'm sure there are other people that want to get your service. It's so wonderful that you do this, Jim. And I will wait 48 hours plus, and then go see if I can hear myself.
Roger, Terry. Now, it usually takes us, we usually say we'll get it up there in a couple of days, 48 hours. A lot of times we're sooner than that, but we just want to be sure that, you know, when we tell somebody it's going to be there, it will. So that's why we just say, you know, give us 48 hours. Roger?
I got it, Jim. Well, I don't want to monopolize the your fine service, so let somebody else pop in here. But thanks so much, Jim. Have a good day down there. Back to you.
Roger, Terry. And what's your location, sir?
Farmington, Michigan. Farmington, suburb of Detroit. Over.
Roger, Terry, thanks for dropping by. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We run between 3:30 and 5 and record the whole time. So looking forward to seeing you if you get a chance to join us next Friday. Roger?
You betcha. Thanks, Jim. Have a good weekend. We'll see you down the log sheet.
Roger, Terry, threes to you, sir. Have a great weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 3.
Okay, there is a station, a November station. Come back slowly with your call sign, please.
Hey, Jim. This is November 3, Golf Kilo Victor, N3 GKV, and it's Bob from near Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Roger, Bob. And what radio are you running?
Okay, we're running the Yaesu FTDX 101D, and running that into an ACOM 600F amplifier and into about 133-foot end-fed, which is unfortunately up only, I spoke to you before, but the bend conditions hopefully are a little better, and I wanted to see how this is sounding, and hopefully we have the dynamic range where it needs to be. Back to you.
Roger, Bob, I'm copying you on my local antenna. It's about even with Milford, but if I have an option, I'll take my local because I have a better audio, more true audio response receive than off of the SDRs. It seems like the SDRs kind of roll off the bottom end a little bit around 150 cycles, 200 cycles. So I'll take mine if I can. So tell me about a little bit more about your radio. Something that you really like about your radio in about 15 seconds.
Okay, what do I like about the radio? Well, I've had some other radios before. I had the ICOM 7610, and then bought this. I do enjoy this more. I like the scope function on it, and the layout of it. Also like the build quality and the little bit larger size. So I've enjoyed the radio immensely. Back to you.
Alrighty, audio seems to be fairly broad. It doesn't, it's not mid-rangey. I would suggest a couple of more clicks on the top end EQ, if you can, and just a double check to be sure that you're, as far as the setup, that you're running your compressor at about a 3. We suggest that you engage the compressor at about a 3. You'll never hear it, but it is part of the fattening process. Roger?
Okay, very good, Jim. I have this is a 3-band EQ on here, and I'm running it the top band at 2900 hertz, and I have that thing at the highest level I can put it, and I'm using a bandwidth of 2, which should make it fairly broad banded on there. So I'm not sure I can get more. I could change the upper frequency up or down, but I'm not sure I can get it much higher than that as far as the amount of boost on it.
Roger, it's pretty close there. It sounds good. Just a question about your bandpass. You're running 100 to 2900, Roger?
And this thing actually may be at 100 to 3050. I don't know if it's better if I were to back it down.
Yeah, I would run at 29 because you don't want to encourage people to come looking for you with pitchforks.
Okay. Yeah, we can drop that down a little bit. But okay, well, looks like this is the best I can do at the moment with this thing. So I thank you for your time and for all the work you do for everybody. We'll let you run and get some other people. The KC9VKV. This is M3 GKV. I'll be clearing the final.
Roger, Bob. What mic are you running, sir?
This is the Electro-Voice RE320. May as well just try this thing. I've been running this thing on the boost, or the scoop switch they call it. Now we're back to the on-scooped switch on this thing. I don't know if that changed anything.
Signal's kind of up and down, so it's hard to say, but there were occasions where your syllabic range was greater than others, and in other words, your top end. So I would pay particular attention to the way I would address that microphone. That is, if you were to pull off mic, look around, you know, it may affect your audio as far as the cutting aspects of it, you know. So I would definitely want to stay on mic. And about how many inches are you away from it?
Okay, at this point I'm probably about 2 inches from it is where I normally speak.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. I would stay right there, and I would pay particular attention to staying there. And also, another thing that we can do to help fatten our signal is what we can do personally as far as getting our audio, you know, as opposed to all of the electronics that are working for us. And that is, if we look at our output meter, in sideband, you know, it resembles somewhat like a VU meter, and the game is to keep that meter up there in the sweet spot towards 100% as much as possible as we speak. We're looking at this meter, and there's two things between the tempo of our words and the ability to amplitude modulate our voice similarly from word to word. So what we're looking for is a consistency of that meter reading in the sweet spot and trying to keep it there. Roger?
Okay, yes, I've heard you make those recommendations before. I'll have to practice on that. This meter right now is in the, I think, the averaging, so I need to fire up my antenna tuner, bypass it, and then I can use my large meter and put that on peak rather than averaging, and hopefully I can practice on that. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, PEP is more interesting than you know, RMS, because you want that meter to move you know, at a good rate, and so that it becomes more difficult. You increase your difficult rating, Roger.
Okay, no, I understand. So we'll have to do that. We'll try that and see if we can perfect this a little bit more. But you know, again, thank you, and I hope you have a great weekend and a safe weekend. Back to you.
Roger, Bob. And I did note a couple of times transients in your audio. So if you have a foam windscreen for that microphone, I would use that. It doesn't degrade the audio signal at all, but it does protect you from generating sounds that are less than words. Roger?
Okay, yes, I'm going to have to invest with that. I know this microphone, they advertise it as that it's variable D technology, they call it, and it supposedly is helpful on preventing plosives and things compared to maybe some of the Heil microphones. But I will have to invest in the windscreen as you're suggesting.
Yeah, it's close, but if you have hard P's and B's, you know, I can hear those, and the idea behind the phone windscreen that it just straightens up your audio and makes it just absolutely broadcast quality. I'm actually just touching this mic here. If you go to YouTube and do call it a search for KC9VKV, and that'll take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and on that page you'll be looking for my group Aircheck 73120, today's date, and you'll see that I'm right in that mic. I'm right up on it, and it is the windscreen that makes it possible to do that. Roger?
Okay, yeah, very good. I'm going to be excited to listen to this thing. I guess tomorrow, when at least in the past, it looks like pretty well you get these things posted sometime. Pretty well you get these things. Patiently awaiting for that. Again, thank you for all your help.
Roger, Bob. Okay, so threes to you, and thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday if you get a chance to drop by, Roger.
I will do that. I always enjoy listening to your program on here. So, very good. This is N3GKV 73.
Threes to you, Bob. Have a good afternoon. Great weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. About 10 minutes till 5. We turn into a pumpkin at 5, so if you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 3, Romeo,
Juliet, Papa, Kilo.
There's a November station. Come back with a call sign, please.
November 3, Romeo Yankee. Kilo.
There's a November 4 station. We're getting close. November 4 station. Come back with a call sign, please.
November 3, Romeo Yankee.
There's a November 4. Sorry, 3 standby. November 4, you there?
Yes, this is N4JPK, November 4, Juliet Papa Kilo.
That's the one. Bingo. Juliet Papa Kilo. What's the name there, please?
Yeah, this is John, John. I'm up here in Boone, 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 North Carolina.
Roger, Boone, North Carolina. Well, John, what radio are you running today, sir?
Yeah, you, by the way, you're 5 over 9 here, and this is ICOM 7300. How do you read on me, over?
I'm copying you on my local antenna at 10 over. Local antenna, 10 over, Roger.
10 dB over 5.9, is that right?
Well, I have to be particular about this because I run my receiver at such a low RF level. I cannot really give you an S meter reading proper. All I can do is say that your voice is calibrated for 0 level on a VU meter, and when you cease speaking, what's left is noise, and you're 10 over my noise level. Roger?
Ah, Roger, yeah. Well, I can hear you clearly. Over.
Well, 10 over somebody's noise level, you're going to hear them pretty clear too, Roger.
Yeah, that's a Roger. Do you have an amplifier on?
Yes, I do. It's a SB220 running about a kW right now. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I have an Ameritron AL811H4 and the antenna is it's a DX antenna, 63 feet long, and it's 63 feet long, and it's off center into a balun, into coax, into the amplifier. Over.
Oh, Roger. Now I just switched to the Milford PA SDR, and you're about 15 over there, their noise level. So you're doing real well. And what's your location? Yeah, and you said Boone, but what is Boone? What state?
Yeah, and you said Boone, but what is Boone? What state?
Oh yeah, N4JPK, North Carolina, 4,700 feet above sea level in the mountains, Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm about 2 hours northwest of Charlotte. Over.
Roger, John. Well, gosh, that's 7,300 now. I'm assuming that you took that hand mic right off that radio, Roger?
Now, I'm assuming that you took that hand mic right off that radio, Roger?
That's correct. It's the hand mic that comes with the radio.
You are running the hand mic, the stock hand mic, Roger?
You are running the hand mic, the stock hand mic, Roger?
That's correct. It's a stock mic. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, that's a beautiful mic. I wouldn't. I would be hard pressed to change that to something else. That hand mic. There's a lot of engineering that went into making that hand mic, just making that radio sound beautiful, and that hand mic does. Now, I'm just curious. Part of our setup, we have a fattening setup. It's very generic, but what we're looking for is a 3 dB dynamic range in your transmit audio, and it starts with the compressor limiter at a 3. We do engage that compressor at a 3, Roger?
Engage that compressor at a 3, Roger?
Yeah, I got the compressor on number 1.
Right, now go 2 and 3. If you can put it on 3, that's the place where you want to be, Roger?
Put it on 3, that's the place where you want to be, Roger?
N4JPK, yes, stand by a second.
This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, and got John on the line in for JPK. John?
Got John on the line in for JPK. John?
Okay, I'm starting to lose you, but yeah, I put the compression on number 3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so now that you've got your compressor on 3, I want you to go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC meter where it reads mid-scale to 2/3 by speaking just normally into your microphone and adjusting it with your mic gain control to make that ALC meter move between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
Move between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
Okay, I'm not that familiar with the radio yet. Where's the ALC located?
It's the line below your it's the last movement below your in your meter. You know, you have 3 different readings or 2 different readings. ALC is the last line there, and you'll have to I'm not sure how to tell you to get your in that mode.
How to tell you to get your in that mode.
Yeah, go pick that up. I gotta go anyway. This is N4 JPK clear 73 to you guys, and be safe.
Roger, John. Anyway, make a note. Mid-scale to 2/3 is what you want when you figure out where the ALC is and how to bring it up. Mid-scale to 2/3 by way of adjusting your mic gain control, and that should give you a 3 dB dynamic range, which is just perfect for transmit audio. So 3's John. Take it easy, sir, and we'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. RIR.
Something R, is that right?
Something R, is that right?
Victor, Echo 3, Romeo, India, Romeo, over.
RIR. Alrighty, VE3, RIR. What's the name there, please, sir?
What's the name there, please, sir?
VE3, RIR. I'm sorry, sir, I was copying you on the Milford PA SDR, and they just went down, so I've got to bring them back up. This should not take but a moment, he said. Famous last words. Oh, well, I guess Milford is out for the count. Yes, well. Anyway, so much for Milford. Let me go to Rochester. VE3 RIR, this KC9VKV, you copy?
VE3 RIR, this KC9VKV, you copy?
VE3 RIR, I'm sorry, sir. Milford is down. They've kicked me off, and that's where I was copying you from. So let's see. Let me try something else here. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Well, maybe so. Let me get myself together here. Okay, Milford's back up. So VE3 RIR, this is KC9VKV. Copy?
VE3 RIR.
That's affirmative. This is VE3 RIR. This is Robert. Just outside of Toronto, east of Toronto, over.
Yes, Robert. I was copying you through Milford, PA, and they have all kinds of things that they kick me off for. Sometimes if I don't do anything, they kick me off, and then sometimes if I stay too long and don't do anything, they kick me off. It's I'm constantly battling to keep my SDRs running. I have 4 tablets, actually, what it is, 4 tablets, and I'm running Arlington, Virginia, Milford, PA, Rochester, and Georgia on these tablets, and the audio comes up on a 6-position rotary selector along with my local audio from my receiver, and so I'm just constantly going. I have a 6-position rotary selector that is involved in selecting whichever one, and I'm just listening to the cleanest one, trying to find the cleanest one. And so I was copying you initially through this is a shaggy dog story, but anyway, I was copying you through Milford, and they decided that they wanted to interrupt and make me come back in again. So I lost you, but I've got you now, Roger.
Sure, but I've got you now, Roger.
Well, I thought I did. D3RIR, are you there?
D3RIR, are you there?
That's affirmative. I have a lot of QRM accepting on the signal, over.
Roger. Now, is this sideband chatter that you're suffering through?
I don't believe so. It's just a squeal that's coming in once in a while. I'm on a 746 Pro, I have a vertical, a DX77 vertical. I have about 30 feet up in the air. You copy?
Yes, sir, I do. And what's the name there, please?
Yes, sir, I do. And what's the name there, please?
Take him.
What is the name, your name, sir?
My name is Robert. ROBERT, Robert, over.
Yes, sir, Robert. I've got a good copy on you, sir, through thanks to Milford, which is back in action there. So, your antenna, you told me about that. Tell me about your antenna again.
I have a DX77. It's a vertical. It's a 29-foot vertical. I have it up in the air about 30 feet up, over.
Roger, Robert. I'm copying your signal and looking at it on a spectrum analyzer, and you could use a little more bottom end. You're kind of mids to uppers, you could crank in just a little bit more on the bottom end. We don't want to get too fat because in the bottom end, because then we, could get muddy. But I would say you could take a couple of clicks on the bottom end EQ and just broaden your audio out quite a bit. And nice, Roger.
I'm just new with this radio, so I'm looking about the dial. So I'll play with them a little bit, see if we can tweak it out there a little bit.
Roger, Robert. Well, other than that, gosh, I appreciate you checking in, and we're slowly turning into a pumpkin here after 5, so we got to get out of here. But Robert, thanks for checking in, Roger.
Roger that, 73, and much talk to you. Have a great evening.
Roger, and if you want to hear your audio, sir, if you go to, we are recording between 3:30 and 5, so if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and on that page you'll be looking for one QSO in particular, and it's entitled My Group Aircheck 73120. Today's date. My Group Aircheck 73120. Roger?
120, Roger.
Well, Robert, threes to you, sir. You have a real great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. And with that, gosh, we got to jump out of here. We thank everybody for participating in our QSO-VLOG net this afternoon. We've enjoyed it. Hope you have also. And again, if you want to hear what your audio sounds like, we have been recording between 3:30 and 5. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're running about 1,220 some odd recorded QSO-VLOGs. You'll be looking for one specifically entitled My Group Aircheck 73120. My Group Aircheck 73120. So with that, we will return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use, and this is KC9VKV clear.
Clear. E2ZBL.
On tomorrow.
Now only Friday afternoons 3:30 till 5. Roger.
Afternoons 3:30 till 5. Roger.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
KC9VKV clear.
KC9VKV clear.
Victor Echo 2 Zulu Victor Lima.
Zulu Victor Station KC9VKV.
Victor Station, KC9VKV.
Yeah, Victor Echo 2 Zulu Victor Lima QSO.
Roger, who's that?
Roger, who's that?
Victor Echo 2 Zulu Victor Lima. First name is Martin.
Roger, Martin. Where are you, sir?
Roger, Martin, where are you, sir?
Currently close to Petawawa, Canada, QSO.
Roger, I'm copying you about 8 over on my on the Milford PASDR. Roger.
Milford PASDR. Roger.
QSO. Just installed a station. We're out in camping right now, so it's running on a 12-volt battery and inverted V-dipole slingshot it to the tree. So a very basic minimalist installation. Very happy to hear from you. Where is your location?
We are just across the river from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
The Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
Okay, well, very well, very well. So a very nice signal here in Ontario, Canada. Very good signal. Happy to hear from you. I understand you just finished the net, so I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just curious if my installation was working properly. All right, 7-3. Have a great evening, great weekend, and see you next time. VE2ZVL.
Roger, 3Z way, sir. Catch you later. KC9VKV, we are clear.